Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's good. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's have a good session. Let's try and repeat yesterday's short trade. Beautiful, beautiful short there. But you know, let's try and get another win today. But yeah, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Let's see who's here, guys. Let's see who's here. Like I say, if you've just joined, drop a comment, drop a like. Like I say, guys, let's smash the session. I'll start breaking gold down in a second. We've had a good push pre-Asia and pre-London. There's actually been a couple of valid entries that you could have taken. Let me check something really quickly. Yeah, cool. Yeah, there's been a couple of valid entries that you could have taken. We'll break them down in a second. But yeah, overall decent ranges on gold, clean ranges, should I say. Yeah, let's go. So, yo, Naz, how's it going? We've got FIFA Fever here. Let's go. What a name. What a name. But yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm just gonna bring up the chat again. Brian, good morning. Good morning, guys. Yeah, good morning. Early start, I understand. Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone tuning in. I'll break gold down in a second, guys. We've got 8 minutes until this 15 closes, so we've got time to break it down if anything's going to happen. If you're in the community, I've already broken down gold for you fully. What to expect today, especially with this daily, how it's opened. This daily is interesting. Do you trade on micro gold? Sometimes, yeah. In volume like today, or this week, yeah. Like, yesterday's ranges... Like, look at the range. We had 300 tick ranges yesterday. That's when you want to be going to like 2 or 3 micros. Like the trade I took yesterday, the 90 tick win. Guys, the 90 tick push that we caught yesterday here, I just took it on like 2 or 3 micros. Yo, boss, how's it going, mate? Welcome, guys, welcome. Good to see everyone here. I'll start breaking down in a second, guys. Cheers for likes as well, I appreciate it. Okay, let's go. I'm happy to start going now. We've got 15 in. Okay. Alright. Something I'm interested in. Look at the daily. Okay. Daily candle. Nice bearish pressure to the downside. And I'm not saying, now I've said that, guys, don't just think, oh, Joe thinks sells. No. I don't just look at a market. I don't just look at a market and go, I'm only looking for sells today. I'm only looking for buys today. No. I try to stay as open to both sides as possible. Yeah, look, gold's pushing down bearish. It's breaking structure to the left. You know, you've got this big volume to the downside. But that doesn't mean that you can't catch 20 tick buys today. Or, you know, 100 tick buys today. No, gold could easily push up another 200 ticks before flipping bearish. So never just say, oh, gold's bullish in the last 3. Don't just say gold's been bearish in the last 3 daily candles. I'm only looking for sells, because you're gonna miss out on so much. Like, for example, look at this. You got some bearish sell off here. What happened? Price pushed up. You've missed out on these moves, at least like 200-300 ticks. So I never just look at a market. Sometimes I'll say, okay, I'm not going to be looking for buys, or I'm not going to be looking for sells for like the next hour because we've closed super bullish or super bearish. Yeah, that is the case sometimes. But I don't look at a chart and just go, for the full day, I'm not open to buys, I'm not open to sells. No. Okay. So yeah, this candle that we're seeing here on the daily, you can see that this could just be a top wick to then push bearish. So today you've got some good daily targets down here to take at around 57-ish, 957. Good targets for me today if we are going to be looking for themselves. Okay. In terms of ranges, where am I looking to do business today, guys? I'd say for me, looking at this chart, I'd only be looking for buys around above 3017. The reason being is because look how close we've just come into it. We've literally just come into it. Not really tested a little bit of the structure to the left, but we've just come into it and started reacting away. I'm not going to be looking to try and get in long anywhere around here, because what could happen at this big level? We could get long, price could come in, reverse and take your stop. That's not what we want. We don't want to be looking to try and get involved here. It's just stupid. Look how strong this level is. Anybody looking to go long here could get chopped about before the real move happens, okay? So that's what I'm looking at in terms of longs, back above 3017, okay? And in terms of sells, I'm probably, just for now, I'm going to be looking for sells. Oh, I'm going to be looking for sells back below 3000, 3001, okay? Again, look how clear this level is. Rejections, resistance, support. Resistance, 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 acting as support. This is my range. And this is what I'm sticking with. The volume coming into the London session has just been sideways. Look, the volume coming into the London session at 8 o'clock has literally just been sideways for the past half an hour. So there hasn't been any entries just yet. Yo, what's the plan? Yeah, I'm just going over the plan now, bro. That is the plan for me. So for me, coming into the session, Darren, good morning, bro. How have you done your express yet, mate? How's your express going? Yeah, so the plan for me coming in today is buys above here. Buys on closes above, okay? And for sells, it'd be sells on closes below. Okay. If we do get some trades within the range, I'll just be taking at half risk. Like I say, the range isn't super choppy yet. Okay. Because the range isn't super choppy, I'll be open to be taking some half risk entries. If the range does this in the next 2 hours, then I'm not taking half risk. I'm going to be waiting for closes. But because the range isn't super choppy yet, if we come up into this level, liquidate some lows, then yeah, we can take some half risk sells here. And it's the same for buys. If we come into here, take some lows, close bullish, we can take some half risk buys here. Because it's not, the range isn't that choppy. We're in the middle of nowhere, of course, but it's not super choppy like here that we had yesterday. You just got to look at what the market is doing on the day. MB 3040. What do you mean by MB 3040? MB? Is that like major? I don't know. Is it some like ICT concept? Or I'm. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Yeah, that is my analysis, guys. We just got to sit on that today. There has been a good move already today. I'm not gonna lie. London gave a decent entry. I know Paul, definitely Paul, and maybe a few others caught this hourly impulse entry, which is clean. You know, you've got like 100 ticks there. Beautiful. Beautiful entry. And the range, if I was on the chart, that would have been my range. Buys above, sells below. We got above. Look at that. Beautiful push from there. Even if you caught it here, that is your entry for the pre-London coming into the London session. You've got like a 150 tick push there. And that is just how it is. I'm not going to start forcing trades because I've seen this. No, I don't care. I was fast and hard asleep at 5:30 in the morning. I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm not now. So my range is as follows. There. Okay. I'm doing a top step challenge. Let's have a look. I'm doing a top step challenge and got $830 profit. Now I'm thinking trade micros, safer, takes longer, it's a good idea. Yeah, DK, that's not a bad thing at all, mate. If you wanna track, you know, pull it, you've got that profit. Just remember, when you started the challenge to the profit that you're in now, you've still got a 3k drawdown. That's not changed. So maybe going to micros might affect your psychology a little bit. Maybe just stick to what you're doing. You know, from $0 to $830, you've got a 3k drawdown. You've got a 2k drawdown, sorry. I'm thinking of top one funded. You've got a 2k drawdown, okay? You know, from 830 where you are now, you've still got a 2k drawdown. If you got to 0 to 830, I wouldn't change anything too much, bro. You don't want to do anything that's going to, you know, alter your mindset a little bit. You might start thinking to yourself, I'm taking less risk, I'm going to take I'm going to take more risky entries. No. Today's range up to 380. Yeah, targets for me, guys, are going to be up here. So if we can break above this level, let's do a different color. What color do we do? I don't want yellow. Orange? Nah. Blue? Nope. Someone pick a color, guys. Pick a color for these things. Green? No, no way. What's this? Purple? Nah. I can't even choose a color. I think blue. Yeah, blue's sound. Yeah, so targets for me, guys, if we get breaks above here, I'm going to be looking for buys into these highs. Okay, I'm going to be looking for buys into these highs. And for sells, obviously, you've got all these lows to take down below. Similar thesis. Okay. Pink. What would that look like? See, I'm not bothered. Nah. Yeah, we just stick to white, guys. White's clean. Buy green, sells red. Tell you what. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Not bad. Good thinking, bro. I think that looks clean. Nice. Yeah, but that is me. That's my analysis. And like I say, if you've got any other charts that you want me to break down, guys, let me know. Oh. Itchy. Because you'd imagine, let's have a look at the 5 minute. I know some people trade the 5. If you trade, that's the difference with what I trade. Like, it doesn't matter. I know Nancy likes to trade the 5 minute. Look at this. This is my range on the 15 and 30. I trade the 15 and 30 ranges. They work for me. But if you trade the 5 minute, for example, your range would simply, for now, just be something like sells below here. You know, you got some structure here in the way, and you could have buys back above here. So you'd have a tighter range, but you're just trading the same concepts. You know, you'd wait for a break below, wait for a break above to start trading this. I'm just going to put my range up a little bit. Yeah. Just very, guys, the good thing that we're starting to see on gold now is what we've been missing. Something that we've been missing on gold for the past week to two. Yeah, we've had some clean ranges, but we haven't had ranges as clean as this in the past 2 weeks. Yesterday was super clean ranges. And I understand the difference so quickly. You'd have been able to understand yourself. You know, the last 2 weeks, we've still had decent ranges, but we've had to wait longer. I feel personally that this week already, Monday, we had ranges, very clean ranges all day. And today as well. This 30 range is clean. You know, you got some buys back above there. Got some sells on clauses below here. Nice. If you want me to have a look at any other pairs that you trade, guys, we can have a look. I'll put this more red. Nice. Yeah, let's have a look at Naz. Ooh, Naz has got a decent range there. And you got like that liquidity above. This would be the range I'd be trading on Naz. Let me delete all this. Yeah, this would be the range I'd be trading on Naz. I'd expect on Naz, if you trade Naz, I'd expect if you start closing below some of these levels, I'd expect you to start pushing into this double bottom. This is too clear not to take this week. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't take it this week. You could shoot up first. You could shoot up, take these highs. You know, breaks above here, closes above here. You can buy into these highs. Once it takes these highs, you could come down and take these lows. But we'll have to see what happens. You know, you need to understand what retail are looking to do at these levels. Retail are buying and selling every time it touches these levels. Stops on here, you know, stops below here, even down here. Same with gold. Same with gold. Okay, what are they doing at this level? They're going to be going long. Stops on these lows, looking for this play higher. Closes below here, we can look to target them stops down here. Okay. You'd expect something like this. Let's have a look at these. When the candle crosses the line, do you wait for it to retest the second candle? When the candle crosses the line, I wait for a closure. If we get a closure, then I look for a wick to form. Like I say, the wick to form is very, very key. I wait for a wick to form. I wait for the top and bottom wick to form. You'll see that in the entry that we took yesterday. That entry that we took yesterday here, we waited for a wick to form because it was very, very, very key that we waited for that. I have opened US 100 to buy now from 17,512. You're in a buy, boss wave, or you've got a limit. Have you got an order in down here? Is that what you mean, mate? Do you got an order in, or you've got actual open positions from that area? Coming into this level now on gold could be a good area to start looking for some half risk buys or some sells. I'm watching these levels carefully, guys. Yeah, from yesterday. Nice. Good stuff, mom. Yeah, good. Just watch them levels that I've mentioned, see what happens. Just want to check the community really quickly if anything's happening. No, all good. Guys, also, if you want to use... Guys, if you want 50% off, top one funded, use code JTC, you'll get 50% off your challenge, okay? I've just put the link in if you want 50% off a challenge whilst the offer's there, use JTC, my code, and you'll get 50% off. Any account size, any account type, it's site-wide, okay? Guys, if you're not already as well, drop a like on the video, smash that like button. Let's smash 15 likes again, guys, if you haven't already. But yeah, I'm personally doing 250k instant funded. Like I say, 50% off instant funding too, which is insane. Like, I think it's worth whilst it's there. Obviously, they are going to be here for a long time as well. Very, very reliable FX prop firm. They shouldn't, like I said, the new, you'll probably see some teething problems, but in terms of are you going to get effed over? Probably not. I'm very confident in saying that. Yeah, I'm watching this closure here, guys. You've got a bit of a level here too, which I don't like. That 3000 level that I mentioned before. Right, guys, I'm watching. Yeah, my eyes are on this 15 closure. If we can get a closure below here, sweet. We're looking for themselves. Gotta stay patient today, guys. Big ranges. We had a good day yesterday. Just waiting now. Just waiting, nice. Need US 100 to break 17,870. 17.8. Yeah, you do. You need to break above this level here. Big level. This is what I mentioned before. Break above here, you probably clear into these highs. Probably. I would say that's very, very clean traffic on US 100 on the NAS. And then you'd want to watch what price does down here too. I'm having a bit of bother using wick entry. Usually I wait for 2.5 ticks, then set the stop. It then pushes, tags me in reverse and takes me out, then the target. Any tips? 2.5 ticks. 2.5 ticks isn't enough. 2.5 ticks for your entries. No, you want to be waiting for like 10 to 15 tick top or bottom wick. You know, if you look at it in terms of what 2.5 ticks is, it's literally that. if that's what you mean, or do you mean 25 ticks? Because you can't wait for that as a bottom wick. Like, not many candles form that much of a bottom wick. I wait for like this, 20 ticks. Especially in this volume today, I'd say 20 ticks is probably normal. Like, look at that recent one. Recent one was perfect, 17 ticks. So I don't just look to enter straight away. I give it a minute or so, see if it creates me a decent wick, then I'll look to enter. For example, if I'm looking for shorts, I'd want the candle, you know, give it like a bit of room, like 30 seconds to a minute to create something like this. And then when it flips and creates that wick, I'm in the trade. But like I say, I don't, if I then get tagged out, I'm not bothered. It doesn't bother me. I just try and get it again. Then it'll push down. Like yesterday, perfect example yesterday. Sometimes, and don't get me wrong, it is what it is. Sometimes it takes you out. Sometimes it takes you out. You just got to accept it and look for the next trade. Like there's, you know, if you're entering a position, okay, if you're entering a position, it takes you in, takes you out, and it's very consistently doing that. That's something to do with your execution. If it's, you know, the odd time, like once or twice per week, that's normal. It happens to me. But yeah, if it's very consistently happening, that's something to do with your execution. Either you get an itchy fingers and you're just pressing the button. You're not waiting for long enough. Like I give my candle like a minute or two just to form, let it do its thing for a minute or two. And then I want at least like a 10-15 tick bottom top wick. Then I'll put the order in. I'm not seeing an instant wick straight away, sticking it in, no. Because what you'll do is, let's say it's this candle here, you'll push up, you'll get it in, and it'll enter you in and push back up, and then make a bigger bottom wick, and then push down and hit your TP. Just sit back, give it a minute. Don't be in a rush to put your order in. If it goes without you, so what? I always say that, so what? Like, if it goes without me, I don't care. I waited. I did the thing that I do to my strategy. It could have easily gone the other way. Okay? Like I say, anybody going long here. Look at that as well. That trend line's been respected so much. Look at that. Look at this trend line being respected multiple times. This is a big liquidity pool down here. I think we understand now what we're looking for, but yeah. So what I'm seeing here is that what have we got? What is price forming as we push up? You know, we've had this deep push. We've had this big push to the downside. Price is pushing up and creating what? This trend line liquidity here. So what are most retail traders doing at this trend line? They're loading up longs. They're going to have the stops below, like so, looking for this play higher. I understand this. What does this create below this level? So much liquidity. So I'm going to be looking for a price to push down, take this liquidity before then pushing higher. Good question though, Mark. It's not a bad, it's a good question. And if you feel like you just, and don't, guys, the reason that I wait for a top and bottom wick is because I like to have a 15 to 20 tick stop on average. Let me show you something. If you see this entry here that closed above this range before, this candle, okay, what did we do? We swept liquidity, we closed bullish. If you see this and you think, right, I'm having a problem right now with my execution, and before, like, if you're having a problem with your execution, and let's say that you want on average, you take a 20 tick stop. What's this stop? 110 ticks. Instead of using one contract, just use 3 micros. Literally use 3 micros. Have your stop on the liquidity grab low and look for the push higher. Okay? You're taking the exact same entry with a bigger stop, but you're just getting used to the execution and how gold moves. So you can watch what it happens, and look what happens. You can see you get the push. Hit TP. Do you know what I mean? You can take the exact same entries. You can use just a little bit bigger of a stop loss, Take less risk, of course, and let it run. Okay? But I'm obviously, as you get more comfortable with gold, you understand how it trades. And for me, with wick entry, there's a couple of rules. There's not exactly rules, there's just a few things that you wait for. Give price a couple of minutes. Let it give it a minute just to breathe. Let it push up and down a little bit. If you've got the wick, then we'll look to enter, okay? Because that first minute of any candle, like, for the first minute, we'll see in 9 minutes, but the first, like, minute of any candle, it's doing this, isn't it? You know, it's doing this. Okay? There's a lot of volume at the start of a candle. If you just have an instant push up, put a sell on, you're going to tag yourself in and get stopped out. And that is the main reason why people lose on wick entries. When people enter on the flip, it's because they're just getting, like, they're getting too eager to enter the trade. They see everything perfectly set up and then they just enter. If you're entering so quickly, you need to have a bigger stop loss. Simple as that. Like I mentioned down here. Cheers for the lights, guys. Nice one. I hope that makes sense. Mark, I hope it makes sense, mate. I tried to fit as much in there, as many tips as possible. But I don't really, like I say, guys, don't get me wrong. The odd time, like 1 to 2 times a month, I'll get it where I get taken in and taken out straight away. It is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it because there's so many times where I get the perfect entry and it pushes and smashes my TP. But there's a few ways to adapt to it. Either use less size, use a bigger stop loss, get used to the execution, get used to how gold moves, and then you can just refine it and refine it. Like, for example, this short here, beautiful short, liquidity grab, closure, you know. If you wanted to get short on this candle, you know, and you didn't want to have your stop on the flip, put it a little bit above, use like 2 micros, just get used to the execution, and look, you've still caught the same position. Beautiful. It's nice to listen to this, and it's great to learn something new. Yeah, good stuff, boss. Nice one, good job. Appreciate that, man. Like I say, I'm not gonna say that I've found something new. Like, there's so many people who trade flip entries. Like, it's not buy stops and sell stops aren't anything new. But for the strategy that I teach and for the strategy that people learn from me and what I trade, it works super well because we trade with momentum. If we're trading with momentum, we want to be trading with the volume. Buy stops and sell stops are for that, okay? Like I said, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I just trade what's good for the strategy. Mick has just asked, doing a market execution on the flip can be dangerous. Guys, if you want to just watch the candle, there's nothing wrong about that. If you don't want to put the order in and you just want to market execute as it flips, if it flips and you market execute, you would have been in the same entry anyway, so there's no problem. I just teach good practice, and good practice is waiting for the candle to form and waiting for the flip, okay? You know, I teach good practice. I'm not going to say to people, market execute as it flips, because that'll just, you know, there's things that can happen. You can get slipped more. You're not going to get the perfect entry. There's things that can happen, and people will go, oh, Joe, I'm not getting good entries like this. And I'm like, well, I didn't tell you to market execute. I told you to put the order in. Because market execution, you're not going to get the best entry always. Especially if there's volume, you know. If you've got an order in, let me show you. One sec. If you've got, let's just show you this here. If you've got 2 orders, let's say one's short here. This is your first order. And you get the perfect top wick. If you flip, okay, if you flip down on a sell stop, you'll get executed in at that level, at that price perfectly. You know, it's going to be bang on where you put that order. But let's say let's say on another order that you just market execute as it flips. Okay, if you market execute as it flips and pushes down, you know, you might get executed lower, for example, down here. And, you know, that's like, that could be like 5 to 10 ticks difference. And that's a big difference when it adds up. So I personally use buy and sell stops, as buy and sell stops work so much better in getting that perfect entry. Okay, boss, lol. Yeah. No, I'm just, like I say, guys, I'll tell you what I do. You can, and that's another thing as well, like, my concepts is what works around my schedule. You can come into the community, learn my concepts, and trade whatever time frames you want. You know, you can make a plan around your schedule. Like, I use the 15 and 30 for my ranges. If you want to use like a 5-minute, 15-minute range, use the same concepts, that's absolutely fine. You can do that. You know, my concepts, you know, impulse entry, confirmation entry, half risk entry, them 3 entries, them 3 concepts that we trade, okay, can be traded on any time frame. Any time frame. You know, look at the 4-hourly time frame. Liquidity grab, bearish close, push down. You know, look at this, beautiful. 4-hourly entry here. Liquidity grab, bearish closure, 4-hour flip down. Look. And yeah, your stop loss is bigger because you're using the higher time frame, but look, the concept's still there. And you've got a huge push there. And that's using the 4-hour, guys. So learn the concepts that I teach and use the time frames that are for you. Like, I personally tell you what time frames I use. You can do that on any time frame. Price is fractal, okay? Yeah, you've had that happen. Yeah, it is a problem if you market executing. I'd have to say, if I market execute, I very rarely market execute. But if I do, you're not going to get the best entry. Tried to do my desk because I'm not 18 for a friend account. Got. Yeah, Jacob, I wouldn't have done that, bro. Who was that with? Was that with FTMO or Top Step? I can't remember who you said. I would have personally just left it. It's not worth getting banned off a good prop firm. You know, prop firms, you need to understand that prop firms, they have a business, and number one, they don't want to risk getting shut down for letting underage people trade. And number two, that give them any excuse and they'll take it off you. Did you ever have any issues with a payout with Top Step? Yeah, Top Step are the probably, yeah, Top Step are good. They brought some more rules out recently, but with my personal experience, Top Step are king. Even though I've started trading with Top 1 as well, and Top 1 are good, I'm not just going to bias it because I'm a partner with them. No, Top Step are great too. I haven't had a lot of experience with Top 1 yet, but I think they'll just be as good. Yeah, Top Step are always king for me. I've had 15, 20, probably more payouts with Top Step. Like, I can't even count how many payouts I've had with them. So many. And I've not had any questions. Any questions, guys. And I've probably been using Top Step for like a year now. 1 year. Properly. Alpha Capital, yeah. Yeah, give them any opportunity, guys. I don't care if you slander the name online. Any opportunity, they'll... Whatever prop firm, guys. I don't care if they're like 5 stars on TripAdvisor. You give them any opportunity, they'll close your account because they want to make money. They don't want to risk you taking money off them. You got to understand that. Guys, anybody in the community who's here, have you rewatched the webinar? Has anybody watched the levels webinar that we went over? I just want to just let me know what you think to it. If you've watched it, that is. I thought you liked. I do like Alpha Capital. Alpha Capital are good for me. I'm just talking about in prop firms in general. Like, I'm not naming one specific prop firm. If it's FTMO or if it's Top Step, if you're doing something that's against the rules, they're not going to risk keeping you on. Like I've already mentioned, you could have the best prop firm in the world with the best reviews. If you're underage and you try making an account and try making money, they're not going to risk. They're just going to close your account. They're not going to risk you making money with their firm. Understand levels better. Perfect. Great webinar. Nice, Nancy. Brian, 5 stars. Perfect. Appreciate that, guys. Like I said, I tried. Obviously, the webinar was like an hour. I tried to get as much as possible. I even added a little bit after the webinar. Because I forgot to add something in. But yeah, everything about levels was there. You know, sometimes when you're doing a webinar live with everybody and you're answering questions, you might miss one or two things. So I missed one thing about how to alter levels as price develops. But I added that in at the end. So everything's there. So if you watch the 2 levels course videos and that webinar, you should be like a genius at finding levels like we do here. And I don't think I need to do any more levels videos. I think next webinar we're going to do... I think the next webinar we're going to do some entries like half risk. We'll just do every single entry concept that we have in the community. Okay, that'll be the next... That'll be the next one. Because we've done liquidity webinar, we've done levels webinar. I think now it's just entry, some trade management, and then we're good. Yeah, we'll fit every single entry into the webinar. It's going to be a bit of a long one, maybe like an hour, but that'll be the video that you can just use for every single entry. Then you can just, and then if you look at the market and like you're looking for a range, or you're looking for an entry, you can just literally go to that webinar and you can say, right, is this a half risk? Is this an impulse? Is it valid? Is it not? You'll be able to see. Yeah, we'll do that. Not this week, week after, okay? Not this Sunday, the Sunday after. I'm busy this Sunday, unfortunately. I'm out all day. Out all day. Can't wait for those. Yeah, me too. Be good. Would love a checklist for the members. Yeah, I'll do a checklist too. I'll probably do that this weekend. That won't take too long. Yeah, I'll do a checklist this weekend. It's a good addition. Maybe I'll do it on Friday. I'm not too busy on Fridays. I don't really trade often on Fridays just because of high impact news. And to be honest with you, there's a couple of reasons why we don't, well, I don't know what everyone else does, but for me personally, on a Friday, you've always got high impact news. Well, 9 times out of 10. And number 2, if I'm up 100, 200 ticks for the week, I'm not going to give it back on a Friday. So that is why Friday is probably my least active day. Number 1, you've got news. Number 2, if I'm up, I'm not going to be looking to enter. Hey Joe, took a 20 tick loss this morning, 15-minute, 7 AM impulse. Yeah, let's have a look, bro. 15 minute. Oh, thanks as well for giving me the exact time and entry. I love it. Appreciate that. What time are we on there? 5:30. Play it forward. Yeah, so this is what I'll do is I'll just break down what I'd do if it was me taking these entries. So I'd have buys back above here. Big level. You can see resistance, support, support, resistance. Good level there to buy above. Sells below here. Clear as day. Like so. And if we play it forward, very, very well respected. I mean, it's not a bad entry. It's not a bad entry. You have had a bit of a wick rejection, but is it a bad entry? I would, if I was taking this, what time's that at? 7 o'clock impulse, so you took the 7 o'clock entry. It's not a bad entry. How did the hourly close? When it wants to load. What is going on here? What are we at here? Ooh. Look at this now. Yeah, but if you look at the entry that you took, Anton, it's not a bad entry. Everything that's here is fine for an impulse entry. Look, you've got your liquidity grab, you've got your closure. I don't know how the candle formed because I wasn't on the chart at that time. But if you did take it, you can see that it might have tagged you in and pushed down, took you out. If you didn't take this, and if you did take a 20 tick loss, don't just take a 20 tick loss, get pissed off, and, you know, give your trades the second chance that they deserve. And what did you have? You had an hour closure. What did you have here? And a few took this entry. There's your second opportunity to take longs. So yeah, you might have lost 20 ticks on your first entry, but if you stayed active on the chart, you'd have taken your hourly entry, gave your trade a second chance because you're still above your level. And look at that, you've got a 90 tick trade. And that's why it's super important to give your trades, like, if you see another valid entry, just give them a second chance. If you want to reduce your risk so you're not taking a big blow. But you'd have got that loss back and profit if you took the hourly as well. Which this was a very clean entry too. But yeah, 15 was valid too, man. Don't think too much of it. 15 was valid. This is where I took the hourly. Nice, Paul. Good stuff, man. Yeah, that was a clean entry. I like that. Yeah, hourly was clean. And that's the thing. If in doubt, go on the higher time frame. Yeah, the hourly was clean there. And that's what I do. If I get let's say I take a 15-minute entry here that Anton took. It's a perfect, not the strongest close. Like, you only just closed above the level. That's probably one thing to take away. Second thing to take away is if you did take this trade, because it is a valid entry, liquidity grab, closure, if you did take it, don't think too much of it. Just look for your next entry. And the next entry would have been the hourly close. So don't be too focused on taking a loss here. Reduce your risk, get in again, and you'd have made double what you lost. You know? You know, the direction of your trade was correct. Everything was perfect. And it was just giving your trade a second chance, and that's the importance of giving your trades a second chance if you have the valid entry. Okay? Let's have a look at this 15. Yeah, nothing happening just yet. I'm watching this range. Thanks, Joe. Oh, good, Anton. Good stuff, though, bro. Like I said, that's a valid entry. Don't be too bothered about it, but be open to giving your trades a second chance because your direction was perfect. Everything was perfect. Okay? Can you check my 5-minute entry? I entered at the 7:25 candle. Let's have a look. Oh, you've already had an entry today. Nice. Oh. Perfect. So you've had your closure here, liquidity grab, closure. Yeah, that's a nice entry. If you took that 5-minute entry there, that's what I would have entered on if I was trading the 5. 30 ticks there. Is that what you took? Nice. 50 ticks. Beautiful. Yeah, good concepts. Same concepts there. Nice impulse entry on the 5. I personally don't trade impulse entries on the 5, but yeah, that's clean. Look, liquidity, closure, entry, push. You took 30 ticks, nice. Yeah, clean. It pushed like 60. Nice, good stuff. I'm watching this 15 here, guys. I'm watching this 15. We're rejecting this level. If we close nice and bullish here, I'm going to be watching to see if I can take some half wrist longs. What's the 4 hour looking like? Still bullish. 48 minutes. Hourly took lows. Yeah, it's just opened. Itchy. Yeah, I'm watching this 15. Seeing how this 15 closes. If this 15 closes bullish and it swept this liquidity, you could be on for some longs, but I'm going to give it 2 minutes. Something to watch as well as this trendline liquidity. We've took it a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, I'm going to see how this 15 closes. Nice and bullish, I'm going to take some longs. Like a half wrist play. If not, I'll wait for closes again. Okay. So the entry will look something like this if it closes bullish. You'd want it to close up here. So you'd be looking for something like that. At least we're seeing some volume anyway. Yes, guys, let's get 2 more likes as well if you haven't liked. Cheers for the subscribers as well if you haven't subscribed. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm watching this 15. You could get some decent longs here. You know, you've taken some hourly lows. You're coming into some levels down here. Rejecting, sweeping liquidity. Bit of a risky play. I'm only going half risk, of course. But it's worth it. You know, you'd expect this volume after this 15 close to continue a little bit. You know, even if you just get a little push up into some highs. Yeah, this would be a half risk entry for me, guys. Yeah, I'll tell you if I enter. I like to mark up sometimes. Marking up for me just gives me more clarity. Yeah, I like to mark up where retail are entering the position where we would like to enter. It just keeps your mind going. I like how we've held this support. Swept liquidity, closed bullish. We are coming into a little bit of structure on the 5 potentially, but I'll see how this new candle opens, guys. I could be taking some half risk long soon, just to give the market, like, I'll be taking like a 2 micro entry. It'll look like $100 risk or something, depending on the stop loss size that is, but yeah. We swept this liquidity. Let's see how this opens. And this is exactly how I'd look to enter a position. Okay. I'm just waiting, letting gold do its thing. See, it's pushed up. I'm not entering. I'm not chasing the market. Am I trying to enter now? No, I'm not. What I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for this wick to form, push down maybe 10 ticks, and then I'll put it in. But look at that, instantly pushed up. And if it makes that bottom wick now, you'd have a 15 tick stop loss, but we'll see. Give it a couple of minutes, let it form. Cheers for the likes, guys, I appreciate it. 14, nice one. 3 subscribers away from 700. Yeah, I hope I get my alpha payout confirmation today. Let me check. Nothing just yet. Yeah, we've come into a level, to be fair, here. You're obviously going to see some rejection. Yeah, 30-minute level's clean. Yeah, I'm watching this closely. I'm not putting it in yet. Could it push and continue higher? Of course. If it does, I'll just take the next 15 entry. Doesn't bother me. I'm a bit skeptical. A little bit skeptical just of this bit of structure here. Look, resistance, support, support. Could act as resistance and push down. Let's see if we can take some entries in a second. Just closed US for 30. Nice. Good stuff, man. I'd expect if this 15 flipped bullish now, I'd expect, like, this is what you'd look for. This is perfect now. Okay. No, you're getting 20 tick stop loss. Yeah, I'd expect if this flips here, you're gonna have a decent push. I was just checking my audio, we're good. Nice work though, he closed out in some decent profit there. Oh, sorry guys, just checking my audio. But it's not super clean just yet. What is that stop loss size? 20 ticks. Do you know what? Let's see how this reacts in a second. What's the 5 doing? Yeah, we could wait for this 5 to close too. Let's see how this 5 closes. If this 5 closes decent. Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'd expect if this 15 closes bullish like this, starts reflipping bullish, you're gonna have a push higher, like so. I'm personally gonna give this one a miss. Just because of this structure here that we've got. It's not super high probability, and I don't want to just take a position. You know, yesterday we took a banger, clear as anything. This is something I'd be interested in taking on the next 15 candle if this pushes. So this is a valid buy stop here. I'm personally just going to give this one a miss. Okay, I'm not taking it. If it pushes, it pushes. So what? Doesn't bother me. But we'll see. We'll watch this and manage it together. I'm not in this just yet. It's a buy stop, guys. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. So yeah, so you'd be activated in this now. I'm not taking it, by the way. And that is the reason why I'm not taking it. It's because even if you just jump onto the lower time frame, you can see. Like, this is the 5-minute level, but look at the 15, it's exactly the same. Resistance, support, support. So I'll stay away from it. But we'll mark it up and see what happens. Sorry, put it on low. You'd have a 20 tick stop loss, not too bad. But I'm not taking this, guys. There's just too much structure in the way. It's not a valid half risk entry. It is valid, but not super clean. Especially look how this 5 minutes closing. Nah. Oh, I'll just wait. If it pushes, it pushes. So what? If this next 15 pushes bullish, like this, perfect. I'll just take the next entry. I don't care about missing this initial push. Pole's in. Nice. Yeah, if you're in... There's just this... I think you're going to have a little bit of a rejection. I hope you don't for you, but I think that gold just could reject from here before pushing higher. I hope it doesn't, but I just think it will. That's why I'm not taking it. Like, you basically break even now. If you want to cut and wait for the next 15, that's also an option. You know, how many ticks would you have been? Like 2 or 3 ticks down? Like, I'd just cut it personally. I'm not... Like, I'd just be watching this next 15, hoping it pushes higher, and then take this candle after it. That'd be my entry. Just to give it that extra little bit of confirmation to close above this minor support and resistance. But then you'd still have in your half risk entry because you've rejected the range, you've closed bullish. Just enter there. One sec, guys. Outbreak even already, yeah, fair enough, man. I wouldn't have held either. I'd like it. You know, you've got 6 minutes for it to push, and yeah, it could push, but it's not clean. It's not clean. Joe, but it would be in the range. Yeah, we take range entries. We do take entries within the range, Harry. If it's a half risk. Liquidity grab. Strong closure. Yeah, look at it push now. Watch the half risk trade breakdown, bro. That'll help. If you're in the community, watch that breakdown. Yeah, we take half risk entries within the range. This is within the range. It's a half risk entry. You reduce your risk to half because it's a riskier entry. Okay? Watch the half risk trade breakdown. Okay? And the full risk impulse entry. Them two, it'll clear you up for that. They're the two entries. Half risk, full risk. Half risk within, full risk out of. Like I say, a little bit's changed since you joined 6 months ago. Yeah, look at it. It's just struggling, guys. It's just struggling. Up and down, up and down. It's not a clean entry. Good break even, Paul. Good risk management there. There's no volume on that push just yet. Okay, bro, your course is very helpful. Harry, appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I tried to keep the course, keep bringing it out in little sections. I don't want to overload people too much. But yeah, it's basically all there. I just need to do like an entries, the half risk entry course video, confirmation, then risk management, and we're good. Can I look at US 100? Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, look at that. Perfect. What did we say? Liquidation. That would have been an entry. That's a half risk entry there. That's perfect. Look at that. Into them laws. That's beautiful. I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna post that in the chat in the community quickly. Yes, guys, if you've just joined, please drop a like, subscribe. We're almost at 700 subscribers, which is insane. I appreciate everyone for tuning in every day, coming to the lives, commenting, tuning in, all good. Nice one. But yeah, that was a clean entry on US 100 on NAS. That is just a melt. I'd love to see how far this will go. That could be a beast. That could literally be an unreal entry. Look at that, 48-1. I'd set partials at these laws though. I think you're gonna come sweep these laws next on this 15. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, gold's pushing now. Not bad. It's not bad, don't worry. Like, we can still look for entries after this push. 5 saying... Did it sweep them lows? It did. Swept them. So on this 15 closure, really. 15 closure and open, then we're good. Joe, our strategy works with the NAS as well, yeah. 100%. NAS is good. NAS works really well. NASDAQ, it works really well with the strategy. You just have to be aware that it just trades a little bit more aggressively. Like, it doesn't take liquidity as well. Like, this was a valid entry too for longs. You could have had a nice long trade there into them highs. Very, very clean. And them shorts, liquidity grab, push down, liquidity grab, push up. Yeah, can have a look at it both. If it broke 755, we go for sell. 17. Yeah, I would. That'd be my more confirmed entry if it closes below here. Yeah, closes below there is more confirmed, but this was clean too. Gold has no idea what it wants to do. That's the thing, I understand that I'm going to get my entry today. I just need to be patient. I understand that. We're here to be patient. We're not here to trade every single entry. 30 minutes. Let's see how this 30 opens, guys. This will be my last opportunity on this stream if I can get an entry or not. I want this 30 to push down, give me a bottom wick. Then I'll put a buy stop in. You know, give me like a bit of a, like, we've only got 5 ticks. I'm not putting it in on 5 ticks. Give me something a little bit more interesting, and we'll put it in. This will just be a 30-minute half risk entry. All right, I'm gonna put that in actually. 1 second. I'm gonna put it in on here. $30-minute. Right, yes, I've just put a stop buy in at this high on the 30. Just playing the range. If it closes, if it starts pushing down further, like 20 plus ticks, I'll just take it off. But yeah, I've got a buy stop in here. So my actual maximum is going to be here, okay? If it starts pushing back below here, I'm going to cancel the order. But I've got a buy stop on this flip here. I just look to target these highs, really. Just playing within this range, half risk entry. But yeah, buy stop is in for me. Just playing the overall volume that we've just had. Liquidity grab. If it knocks me in and takes me out, I'm only half risk. I'm only using 5 micros. So I'm literally using like $80 risk. Good morning, Ali. But yeah, I've got a buy stop in. So yeah, for me, buy stops are in on the break of this current candle high. It's not active yet. It'll be activated as soon as the candle flips. I'll have my stops on the lows, looking for it to push higher. If it continues to push any more, if it continues to push any further down than like here, I'll just cancel it. I'd want it to start flipping soon. But this is what you wait for. You need to wait, get like exactly what I've just done now. Wait for that every single time you look to enter a trade. Yeah, good morning, Ali, though. Good morning, mate. Yeah, it's just pushing. What's that? Yeah, 25 ticks. If it continues to push more than this, I'm going to cancel the order. 25 ticks is my maximum, really. I'm only giving it a little bit more room because look at the wick here on this 30. It pushed down 25 ticks and then flipped. I'm just giving it that little bit extra. I want to give it that little bit extra time. But yeah, guys, don't think I'm in this. I'm not in this yet. I've got a buy stop in. Buy stopped in. It's not active. Okay. Don't just mark it execute. I always have a buy stop in. If we start pushing below here, I'm just gonna take off the buy stop. This will be my maximum. Okay, that's 26 ticks. If it closes, if it pushes any further down than this line, I'm gonna take off the buy stop. I just want to give it a little bit more of an opportunity. Yeah, look at that 5 minutes straight down. And what's it done? Exactly what I said. Reacting off this level. If it flips and re-breaks this level, you should have a push. You wouldn't expect it to push down, re-flip, and then push down again. Could do, but I wouldn't expect it. But my overall risk on this is like 10 ticks. Yeah, my overall risk is like 10 ticks, guys. It's not much. Half risk play here. Okay, 15 to liquidity as well. Yeah. 15. We've just taken 15 liquidity. If it starts pushing below this level, I'm gonna cancel the order. I don't want a bigger stop loss than that. I want to see this. I really want to start seeing this flip soon. But guys, my risk is low. My risk isn't full risk. Okay, I'm not using one contract. That's too much for this. It's a risk. This is a risky position inside the range, inside this overall range. It's a risky position. Okay. Don't take the trades that I take. Just look what I do. Don't take positions I take. Okay, that's a big one. Here we go. I'll tell you when I get executed in on this. I'm just loading up my screens. But yeah, I'll be looking for something on the lines of this. Stops will be there. And I'll be looking for a push in to fill this wick. 70 ticks. Yeah, we'll see. Like I say, guys, we took... How much did we take yesterday? 90 ticks we took yesterday on stream. If we lose 10, 15 ticks today, it's minor. Always be open. Every trade, always be open to the risk that you're taking. Yeah, if this comes and pushes down on this low, I'm gonna cancel the order, guys. And yeah, I think I'm gonna cancel it in a second. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel this, guys. It's gonna go and break them lows. Yeah, canceling that order, guys. It was worth putting it in. I'm just updating community that I'm cancelling it. Yeah, not worth it. Order. One sec, let me cancel on all my accounts. I've got like three orders to cancel. Yeah, not worth it. I'm just going to re-update what I'm going to be looking for now. Okay, no half risk entry there for me. If it flips, so what? You know, it's got 20 minutes to do that. It could do, but look at the stop loss size. Stop loss is like 40 ticks now. There's no way I'm having a 40 tick stop, guys. What I'm going to be looking for now is this range to break. I'm going to be waiting for closes. We could get some more half risk trades within this range at some point today. That's absolutely fine. We'll look for that. But this is the range I'm watching on gold. Okay. If we get a closure below here, 3002, I'm going to be looking for sells down. Like I say, you've got that liquidity down here to take, which is nice and clean. Okay. That is what I'm going to be looking to target if we break below and close below. In terms of buys, the same level for me right now. We could create a new range soon for buys and sells, but for now, this is it. Like, you could have buys back above here. That's also a decent range. Okay. I like that. I like that range. Then you've got buys into here. Okay. Nice 15-minute range there on gold. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at, guys. I'll update. I can only use this as my range if we reject here in 5 minutes. So that is what I'm looking for. Okay. Something along these lines. Maybe have that. Yeah, perfect. That looks clean there. Yeah, good clean range there, guys. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be looking for. Okay, guys. I'm gonna head off anyway. I'm just gonna go and stay active in the community. Just gonna go and stay active in the community, guys. Yeah. If anyone's got any questions before I go, please drop them in. Before I go, if you got any questions, let me know. If not, guys, like I said, I'm going to go and stay active in the community. We'll see if we can take some positions there. We'll get on a Zoom later as well. If you want to join the Discord community, I've just linked it twice in the description, in the chat. So if you do want to join the Discord community, there's 2 links there. Click that link, get signed up, and I'll see you there. Everything that you need to become profitable with this strategy is there. Okay, guys, and I'll see you there. See you in the next one. Trade safe. Wait for the closes of this range. And yeah, in a bit, guys.